1959 marks the year that the Hawaii island chain was introduced as the 50th state of the United States. In the state of Hawaii, 80% of the population lives on Oahu. Compressed into 1 square mile of Oahu are 32,000 hotel rooms and condominiums, 700 restaurants, 350 bars, and 1,100 plus shops, and on any given day, about 60,000 visitors. Hawaii's coastal zone receives more than 7 million visitors a year. As well, Hawaii's coastal zone is a highly variable environment characterized by a number of natural hazards, including tsunami, high winds, storm surge, coastal erosion, and sea level rise. The first ocean management report in Hawaii was commissioned in 1969, the Hawaii and Sea Report. As a result, the government invested in ocean research and development in Hawaii. Unfortunately, most of the dredging and filling of coastal land associated with harbors, marinas, ship channels, and sand removal for construction and beach nourishment has injured or destroyed hundreds of reef communities. The average person in Hawaii, including visitors, generates 6.2 pounds of trash per day. This generates nearly 2 million pounds of trash per year. The ocean has, unfortunately, become a repository for such materials on an increasing scale. It is difficult to make a reasonable estimate of the amounts involved. The ocean gyres concentrate trash in many points of the ocean. The biggest gyre is found between Hawaii and California in the Pacific Ocean. This soup of debris is referred to as the Big Trash Stain, where lies pieces of bottles, fish, fishing lines, nets, clothes, and more. The infinite amount of debris produced by humans that end up in the ocean is estimated to be more than 6 times the total weight of zooplankton, the small organisms that are the base of the marine food chain. Quality of life is very much determined by the quality of the environment in which we live. It is important to learn management of the resources in the coastal areas.
they should be very careful about watershed because so many people who live upland from the ocean, if they're not careful what they put into the streams where the runoff goes into the ocean, that can really harm the outlying areas, and it could be right at the shore, or it could even go further. The residents have to pay attention to all notices that the various agencies or the various media give them. It's important to have the antenna out all times, not just watershed, but don't take chances at Sandy Beach if you're not a really good surfer, because you can get thrown on your neck or something like that. If they know some of these warnings, don't go where it's known that there's sharks. Why take a chance? Right now, it's really up to the major media to cover that for everybody so they know what needs to be done for the environment. With newspaper, magazines, radio, and certainly the TV stations are covering that. Let's put it this way: a lot of stations do give free time, and some of the other media do give public service announcements. But if they're not, they probably should be, because it's very valuable to get the word out. It was because we all love the ocean that I think we came together.
How can you help the conservation of Hawaii's coastal zone? Here are some tips. Be a conscientious consumer and purchase items that are sustainable. Reuse items when possible. Separate your trash and recycle. Use less water. Turn off lights and unplug electronics when not using them. Support earth-friendly and locally owned establishments. Keep Hawaii's coastal zone clean. Hawaii's future is in your hands. Mahalo.